I will not play favorites.
Just keep reading.
Happy hour, music, fun, and Rudy. What more can you want? A better promo for your show is what I want. Am I done?
Almost. Can you do it again? And maybe say I'm the most amazing radio host of all time.
No! I'm going back to work. Oh, and please, for the last time, take that life-size cardboard cutout of yourself with you when you leave the radio station.
He is no fun. But Happy Hour WHPC is. Come join the party with me, Rudy, each Tuesday night at 7 p.m. on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC, or listen to us online through the iHeartRadio app.
Hi, my name is
Jacob Volk.
My name is
Jacob
It's this
Volk.
time.
This is my favorite one.
Jacob Volk.
I don't know if I have a
Jacob
favorite.
Volk.
They're all my children.
Jacob Volk.
Oh, yeah, because you made them.
Yeah, you did.
I know. Well, I know my mom's favorite is the chicken dance.
Yeah, because she came up with that, right?
Yeah, and you know what? I give her credit. It's funny.
Creative.
Thank you. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. This show is on twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I'm Jacob Volk. You can follow me on Twitter at RealJacobVolk, where I posted my selfie with my boy Reg. You watch. He's just going to be flipping the dial. He's going to hear his name, and it's going to be like, yo, I didn't know that guy hosted a radio show.
Watch, he's going to look up hashtag Brooklyn Nets, and he's going to see your smiling face like, hey!
You should have told him. Come on, promotion.
Were you wearing your Karis LeVert shirt?
Yes.
I can tell. How many people like him, honestly? I don't hear like good things. I don't hear bad things
LeVert?
about him.
Karis LeVert is good.
Yeah.
You know what? He's been playing a lot of point guard now, which I didn't like at first, but he seems to be really good as a ball handler.
So he's thriving?
I like him a lot. I think he can do very good things here. Sitting across from me is Dominic Arbolino, who you can follow on Twitter at Darbs5258.
A lot of Jets and a lot of wrestling complaints. That's all I'm going to say if you're going to want to follow me.
Raw
All
25.
Don't even get me started.
Eric Fischetti, who you can follow on Twitter at Sergeant Fish, and Joe Ardita, who you can follow on Twitter at JoeCoolNY. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. And speaking of phone numbers, we do have a caller on the line. Caller, you're on Beyond the Game.
Well, thank you very much for having me on the call. That's right.
All right, who is this and where are you calling from?
It's Andrew from Woodmere.
Hey, Andrew from Woodmere, a.k.a. the host of The Home Stretch. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you, Jacob?
Doing good. What's on your mind?
Well, you guys are talking about Karis LeVert, and I, as a Brooklyn Nets fan and just as a college basketball fan, I loved him at Michigan, and I was so happy when the Nets got him in the draft.
You know, I really didn't like the pick because the Nets traded Thaddeus Young for him, and I was a big Thaddeus Young fan, so I didn't like seeing him go, but LeVert has done really well. I like him a lot.
I was really happy when they traded Thaddeus Young. I thought his cap hit was just weighing down the team. It brought him some youth, and look at him now.
Yeah, it's worked. I mean, listen,
and they're doing better than people expected this year.
I mean, they're at 18 wins. They're not doing great.
I mean, I predicted playoff hopes.
Yeah,
that was just my bold prediction. You know,
Mr. Bold picks over there.
I always get those in because if I get them right, then I look cool. But
well, they are doing better than teams expected, especially the Cleveland Cavaliers. They thought that pick was gonna do them great.
Well, the Cavs are playing like garbage. Well, I shouldn't say they're playing like garbage.
They're in
but they're not playing,
Strugglesville.
they're not playing up to potential.
They're inconsistent is what you're looking for.
They are really inconsistent. All right, Andrew, thanks for the call.
Thank you, man.
All right. It's nice to have someone else from the station call in. I like that. So let's get to football like I promised before. The AFC and NFC conference championships have come and gone. With that in mind, I'll go through both games and we'll say what we thought of them. Sound good, guys?
Let's do it.
Please start with the 3 o'clock, please.
I'm going to.
Good.
Patriots-Jaguars. What did you guys think of it?
I wasn't even watching. I watched the first half, and the reason why I didn't get the second half is because I was lucky enough to meet my favorite wrestler, but, that's not important right now.
Yeah, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, so, hearing about Miles Jack, that call when I first saw it, that, he popped the ball loose and it was a fumble, but I personally think they should have let him run back and see what would have happened. Because, when you look at the call, the ball was...
by the letter of the law, it was a correct call. call, but it plays into the narrative. The referees are in the Patriots' pocket. It honestly
definitely.
seems that way.
And then the pass interference call with Brandon Cooks, going down the field with AJ Bowie, I wouldn't even say
where Brandon
that
Cooks
That was
went out of
debatable.
bounds.
I mean, it was light, but you could technically call it. I think the way that the refs are.
it's the
I was
playoffs,
just about
and
to say
they're
that.
both
Yeah.
going back and
True,
forth.
true, true.
It's not like it's just AJ Bowie. It's also Brandon Cooks. He has his hands on him the whole time
Right.
too. How could he even make the catch?
It's like let the players play.
Like I personally feel.
I don't even think it was really a catchable ball, to tell
Exactly.
you the truth.
Yeah,
My
that-
father said the same thing
I
to me.
personally feel if the wide receiver is just constantly having his hand on the player and doesn't even make an attempt to go up and get the ball, that it shouldn't even be considered pass interference. But a lot of times they do, just because they're like, oh well, the defensive player didn't allow them to go up and get it. That's not true. They sometimes you see the case where they don't even try and go up and get it because they know they're going to get the call because it's so easy.
The only call that I could see that I can understand the refs calling and possibly getting right was the Church hit on Gronk. That was
All right,
helmet
yes,
to helmet.
yes.
That was
Oh,
intentional.
yeah.
They wanted him
At
out
first,
of the game.
and the craziest thing too is that he didn't even need to make that hit. Gronk dropped the ball before he even got hit.
No, that was honestly a classless move by Barry Church, to be honest with you.
And
There's no excuse for that.
Yeah.
But you can make the argument, and a lot of people can, that game was rigged.
I wouldn't say.
I feel like the
You can
Vikings
make the
Saints game
argument.
was
you
rigged.
Really
Did you?
can. See, here's the thing. I have a tough time believing that any game is rigged.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't even believe the 1919 World Series was rigged.
Wait, Jacob, can I ask you something?
Yeah.
What did you think of the final play of the Vikings Saints game last week?
The final play of the Vikings
With DeMarcus
Saints game-
Williams literally contorting his body out of the way to make no effort to make that tackle.
Oh my God, that was a joke. The Minnesota Miracle. It's unbelievable. I mean, Marcus Williams, I think I said this last week. I'm surprised he didn't overdose on pills after that.
Yeah.
I'd have been so depressed after that. Like, oh my God, I just cost my team a chance at the Super Bowl. I honestly think the Saints could have beaten the Eagles. I think they matched up really well with them.
Question though.
Yeah.
Let's put this in the into play. If he would have, let's say, he made that tackle, or whatever, there's a pass interference. You can't rule out they were still possibly had the chance to kick a field goal.
Yes, they did.
Because I believe there was still.
But Minnesota doesn't have good luck with field goals
All right.
in the playoffs.
You're right.
Blair
You're right.
Walsh.
Blair Walsh.
But
Yeah.
still, I mean, look.
I ran into a
I'm not-
7-11.
The ball was being delivered to his hands as he would have made the tackle. So I feel
Exactly.
like there's
So
no excuse for passing.
I'm not saying, I'm not like cleaning like I'm not saying, it's not his fault. Obviously, that's something you can't do, and especially in that situation. But you still can't rule out that there was that possible field goal, But at the same time,
You still have to make the tackle, though. Make them
exactly,
kick
and
the
the
field
way
goal.
it happened, exactly.
Make them kick the field goal.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying you just can't rule it out. But
Getting back to this game, I feel like the Jaguars really let this get away. I mean,
Yes, they did.
they were holding really well. The defense was looking good, and the most important thing as a defense getting against Tom Brady or how
Pressure.
to beat Tom Brady, pressure, make him go to the ground, hit him, sack him, bring him down. They're called Saxonville for a reason, and. Brady, I feel like, is playing as well as he is at the age that he is because he barely gets hit.
I honestly feel kind of stupid in the sense that I let my brain think that the Jaguars were going to win. They were going to hold that 10-point
but they were looking
lead.
good.
They actually were going to win.
Yeah,
I know,
and
but
at
it's Tom
halftime, too.
Brady.
Yeah.
You can't count him out.
It's just like that first instinct right away. You kind of got that vibe. The Jaguars are doing really well. And then, when you lost it, when it was going towards halftime, and then that's literally when the Brandon Cooks and AJ Bowie, pass interference happened, and they got literally just shifted down the field.
Yep.
That right there, you just were just like, whatever.
Yeah,
Over
but
100
that-
yards and penalties, and like 50 of them was on one drive.
And
They
the
had
Patriots
almost
only had
back-to-back.
one penalty. But that end, do you realize the fact, and Joe, you mentioned this before, Jacksonville was pressuring the Patriots' offensive line. They were actually having their way with them for a couple of points. Brady was getting pressured. Brady was rushing its throws. He was getting sacked. He was getting hit. But then they started playing conservative. They started laying off, and they started playing for the pass. And again, when you're playing against Tom Brady, that's not what you want to do. He can kill you with his arm.
And Belichick saw that, and he adjusted too.
And do you realize?
Belichick sees everything.
Do you
He's
realize that
God.
Brady didn't really throw in Ramsey's direction?
No,
He was
really
picking
didn't.
on Boye.
Well, that's a smart move.
It was the smart move. I'm just saying, but that just shows you how much, actually, how great of a corner that Jalen Ramsey is.
Oh, he's a beast. He's going to be a really special player in this league.
He really is.
For a long time.
I will say this, though. As much as I will say, Blake Bortles has proved some of the haters wrong.
I was going to
including
say, he didn't have a
myself.
bad game.
But,
Did
in
not
that
have a good
moment,
fourth quarter.
Yes, exactly. In that moment, in that last drive, like, it's just like wasn't even like it's not even like it was close. Like it kind of just got shut down right away. You know, you got to be at least a little better than that. You know,
He did not have a good fourth quarter. And you know what? I think I made a return on my investment in buying stock in him and spending $100 on an autographed jersey of his.
Did you end up getting it?
I haven't won the auction yet, but I am the high bidder.
Wait, are you saying that you're giving up or?
No. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's what I thought you said.
Yeah.
No. What I meant to say was I've made a return on my investment, and I'm very happy that it's gotten to this point, and I'm not going to get greedy with a Super Bowl appearance or a Super Bowl victory. I'll take what I can get with him. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense.
All right, so what about the NFC title game? Eagles-Vikings.
Vikings got exposed.
I was shocked.
That complete horror show.
And if you want to use, proper terminology for today's environment, I was shook.
You were shook.
Honestly, I mean, because again, I was in the city for most of the time. I wasn't really checking my phone that much. I'm on the train. I look at the score. I just see 31-7. I'm like, oh my. I know. Like, that's crazy.
That was when I turned it off, to be honest with you, when it was 31-7. My dad said, Jacob, keep the game on. It's like, no, I actually want to watch some things I recorded. This is a horror show. Then I went into my dad's room to ask him something, and I saw the Eagles make it 38-7.
I got to get a dog mask for, the big game. I really do. I'm gonna wear that. I'm gonna wear that the whole time.
And you've got the right colors on, Mr. Jets.
I do, yeah.
Fly, Eagles, fly. I'm going to be rooting for the Eagles.
No,
yeah,
you know what? I will not say that about the Eagles and Jets because they actually stole their nickname. I forgot his name, but one of the cornerbacks on the team were like, "Oh yeah, we're gangrene." I'm like, "Whoa,
no,
exactly." And that happened earlier in the year, so
I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
It wasn't that big of a deal, but like just because I'm like actively on Twitter, I saw it. So
well, Kyle Turley once threw the helmet of a Jet after he was assaulting his quarterback Aaron Brooks, and ever since that, I've had no respect for Kyle Turley. So I see where you're coming from. You're listening to Beyond the Game on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. This show is on twice a week, Tuesdays at 5 p.m. and Fridays at 3 p.m. I am Jacob Volk. Sitting across from me, Dominic Arbolino, Eric Fischetti, and Joe Ardita. Number to call if you have something on your mind is 516-572-7440. So let's go to our local teams. The Jets named Jeremy Bates their offensive coordinator. Before this, he was their quarterback's coach since last season. Dominic, what do you think of the hire?
Well, it was an expected hire, since we kind of mentioned it on Friday's show. And I'll admit that I do like that the Jets are staying in the system in terms of, like, instead of going out and getting a fresh name. I was obviously in favor of the quarterback coach, John DeFilippo. Yeah, I can always get that. I know.
Right. But Eagles quarterback's coach.
Exactly. So, that was my heavy favorite personally. But again, I do like that they're staying in the system. And they are going with the quarterback coach. Maybe they'll actually address the quarterback position, this offseason. So that's what I'm looking forward to. And, we'll have to see. I really don't know what to expect. I'm just hoping that, the Jets actually go out there and get a quarterback because I think, it'll help now that we had an ex-quarterback coach, as the offensive coordinator, and I don't really know what to expect from him in terms of a play caller and stuff. So that's the only thing I'm worried about, to be honest. But I was expecting this move, so I can't really be that aggravated right now.
Can I ask you a question, though?
Yes.
What did you see last year with him being quarterback's coach that makes you think he's going to be a decent offensive coordinator?
Well, I mean, Josh McCown, just looking at Josh McCown right away.
Failed to develop Petty, failed to develop Hackenberg. Yeah, he did well with McCown. I'll give him that. I'm not crazy about this move.
But he wasn't a part of the Jets organization, when they brought in...
But you've still got to develop them, though. You're still the quarterback's coach.
Personally, I feel like that they have no faith. They have, as you can see with Christian Hackenberg, I mean, not even
now they
snap.
don't.
They have no faith in him. So I think that's why, honestly, at that point, you kind of just didn't even want to test the waters. It's kind of just going to be like a lost cause.
The Jets are playing this on the safe side. I'm not really a fan of this because of what you said. The fact that we haven't. Oh, I was like, he's a quarterback coach. Like, well, what have our quarterbacks done? Really, virtually nothing, or at least his job to develop them. And I think another question is who's going to be the quarterback coach now.
Yeah, I heard Brian Callahan's name
from the
mentioned.
Lions.
Yeah, from the Lions. I don't know who else is out there. I'm not going to pretend to know who else is out there. Maybe John DeFilippo.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But I just think that, right away that they're going to address the quarterback position because obviously, they need to, and it's a big thing. So I would hope that, they go out and make a move in free agency. I've said it plenty of times, so I don't really think I need to bring it up again. But
Kirk Cousins.
Yeah,
Oh, excuse me.
You got a tickle in there?
Yeah, just a little tickle
I don't
in my
care
throat.
about the money. You got it, so spend it.
Yeah, absolutely. So the Giants hired Thomas McGaughey. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last
think
name.
it's McGaughey.
McGaughey.
Yeah.
Okay, I should know that because he's former Jet special teams coordinator,
It's all
but he
right.
wasn't that great for
We
him.
do it all the
so-
time. Just ask Brendan.
Alain Vigneault.
Well, that's hockey.
Yeah, but
Hockey
still.
names, I